English, in being integral to both humanistic and scientific spheres of so many communities globally, is inherently transdisciplinary. People use English to grant the world access into their own cultural expressions. So English is at once language and meta-language. Here at HKBU English, students and teachers co-evolve to experiment with media and technology as much as we expand the latitudes of the language as world Englishes or as world literatures. We create, we curate, and we sustain what we inherit through graceful inclusion across boundaries. Diversity is undivided but interwoven. We are microscopic, macroscopic, periscopic, and most certainly kaleidoscopic. You know what? We are a lot of fun. Come see for yourself.
As one of the oldest departments in the faculty, we offer an English program that is multidisciplinary. Our program has a strong cross-cultural orientation as we recognize English as a language of global communication and a language that plays an extremely important role in Hong Kong's unique history. We have courses that specifically focus on English in the Hong Kong context, something that identifies us as different from other English departments. Our diversity in courses is also reflected in our two specialization streams. In literary and comparative studies, our literature courses span over different literary genres, from Shakespeare and drama to theater and African studies. In addition, we teach a large variety of language courses, from grammar and tones of language to social linguistics, discourse analysis, and gender studies. Equipped with EPG, EGG, ultrasound, as well as other equipment and software such as iTracker and ePrime, our department's phonology lab has been providing our students with a range of hands-on experiences to carry out empirical research studies, to answer questions, and to challenge the unknown. Our program offers students with the theoretical and practical knowledge, as well as the analytical methods that will prepare them for the workplace. Our alumni can be found in a range of sectors and schools and academia, in art and creative writing, and across a wide range of services in law, finance, public relations, and the governments. We are very pleased to see that our graduates are appraised highly by their employers in these different work contexts.
The literature concentration at BU English has taught me an extensive breadth of knowledge about literatures in the world. It gives me the tools to compare meaningfully when cultures across language, temporal, and spatial boundaries. I'm grateful that my professors spare no effort to teach and guide me during or out classes. They welcome student consultations, where I receive feedback on assignments, advice on career plannings, and further studies. Last year, I joined the African Literatures Book Club. The experience gave me the confidence and power to build a vocation to be a literary scholar. For postgraduate education, I will pursue a master's degree in comparative literature at King's College London. I would like to continue my comparative literary studies and gain the experience of studying in a cosmopolitan city like London. Ultimately, I want to become a scholar who fosters students' and general public's appreciation of literature in intercultural context.
If I were to use one word to describe my college life, I would use eventful. In 2021, I won the 21st Century Cup National English Speaking Competition Hong Kong region organized by China Daily, and represented Hong Kong to compete at the National Grand Final. The regional championship brought me to know not only the medical student and the national and international champion, Yang Kangqi, but also the opportunity to exchange at Fudan University in 2022, where I met many outstanding and hardworking peers. Since 2020, I've started posting on Bilibili, YouTube, and Douyin videos about my English learning and sports journey. I want to share my cross-cultural learning experiences with my friends from Greater China and foreign countries. My videos have now had over 300,000 views across all platforms. Going forward, I aim to work in the education field and continue to be a change maker in Hong Kong mainland relations. With my preparations at the English department and beyond, I'm ready.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily. I'm assistant professor in the department, but I'm also an alumnus of the very same department. After graduating here with a BA in English Language and Literature, I furthered my studies and pursued a PhD degree in Literary Studies. It is a blessing to be able to work at the very department that nurtured me. My university life at BU was one of the most important stages of my life. As a student with science background, I have no idea what studying literature meant. But BU English not only opened my mind, but allowed me to fail before I grew. My teachers, some of them have become my colleagues now, are always open-minded and give us a great sense of autonomy in pursuing knowledge and courage in exploring our limits. It was and is still a hub that allows the students to grow as unique individuals. BU English is the very place that planted a seed of literature in my heart. My eyes were wide opened by the lectures and tutorials I had, from Plato to postmodernism, from classic canonical writers to emerging contemporary literary works. BU English was the cornerstone of my studies and career that followed.
To appropriate the hopeful words of my senior colleague, Professor Lian He Wei, our job as educators is to make ourselves obsolete. I see and feel this hope writ large in the persona of my junior colleague, Dr. Emily Chow Quezada, whom I first met in the late aughts while she was completing her BA. I'd been very motivated as her honors project supervisor, initially because her project, titled Failure, Illusions and Identity in Paul Auster's Moon Palace, The Music of Chance, and Oracle Night, was in my just post-PhD American postmodernism wheelhouse. Also, Emily was studious, deferential, quiet, and kind. So we collectively resonated over footnotes, excursions, and playfully dead serious dead ends. Now, over a decade and almost half a career later, Emily, as my colleague, remains attuned, careful, and caring. What's more, and ever increasingly, her co-presence in any room for a class, a meeting, a seminar, makes my very own presence diminishingly necessary. Emily now is our future, and it's bright and busy. Emily is so invested in research, and this from a host of compelling and cross-disciplinary fronts, that she reminds me of Joyce Carol Oates, about whom my own PhD supervisor joked, because Oates was so prolific an author who must type at the speed of a New York temp, ought to write a book titled Time on My Hands. We in ENG and at HKBU and in Hong Kong and beyond it are most definitely in good hands